Hello guys, tonight we're going to play some Dark Heresy. We're going to play a pre-made adventure called the Shattered Hope, which is from the first edition of Dark Heresy, so I have slightly fixed it to work with second edition. I have with me 3 players. I'll let them introduce themselves if they like. We could start with you, Goran.
Hello, my name's Gordon. I've played everything under the sun except Warhammer 40k. I love the universe, so I was looking for a game for a long time, and here it is. So it'll be fun. My character is Frank Berder. He is Adeptus Arbite Desperado from a feral world, and we'll see how my constellation of dual wielding goes tonight.
Sounds awesome. You, Morgan, will you give us a quick introduction?
I'm Morgan. I've played a lot of different RPGs. Right now I'm playing a Pregen, Burkos. He's a Voidborn outcast desperado. So I think this group's going to be all mostly sneaky people versus go in there and kill things people.
Awesome. And finally, you, Richard.
Hi, my name is Richard. I'll be playing Ishmael tonight. He is a outcast assassin born in a hive world, or in a hive city. He's hopefully not going to have to pull his guns out, but, you know, that seems unlikely in the world of 40k.
Thank you, guys. I will begin by reading a short introduction and let you get to it. It was clear from the tone of your master that you all were not the ideal candidates for this mission. Indeed, he seemed to hesitate as he gave you the rundown of the situation on Seferis Secundus. There was a recent uprising that necessitated force to put down, and so a platoon of Imperial Guard set down in the heart of the rebellion and silenced the bombs. Once the worst of the fighting had passed, they secured the area, which included an exploration of the Gorgonid mine, where the fighting was the heaviest. The reports are murky, since a number of squads went missing in the dark, but suffice to say, the commissar sealed shut the mine and quarantined the entire region. Under ordinary circumstances, the Inquisition would have looked into this matter at its own pace, but the damage to the world's economy, and by extension the entire sector's economy, could prove too severe if the problem was left unattended. Hence, they sent you and your companions. This is a bit unsettling since you're all raw recruits bound for training at Scintilla, but you were the closest acolytes, and it was a small matter to divert your vessel to this harsh and frozen world. You have already given me like a short introduction to your characters. Do any of you feel like you would describe like how they look or anything similar, or should we go on?
We can describe in game, I suppose.
Yeah, sounds good. An Arvis lighter is a small what's it called? Not a space, but a vessel which can travel in space, but it's mainly used going from like starships and down to surface of planets. It usually doesn't have any weapons, so it's more like a space bus than a fighting ship or anything like that. Having disembarked from the Arvis lighter, you watch as its engines roar, carrying upwards towards the cruiser that floats in orbit around the wretched world. As it shrinks away and vanishes, you take in your surroundings. All around you is an Imperial guard camp, filled with scores of grim-faced men and women, some bloodied and bandaged, and all wearing grey uniforms of the 97th Battalion. The camp is mostly a sea of tents positioned around smoking craters, steam vents, and that belch violet clouds of stinking gas into the air, and the wreckage from the recent conflicts. A walker screeches as it patrols the perimeter, its pilot deftly maneuvering the vehicle through the wreckage of old buildings, smoking cars, and unburied bodies. At the camp center, there stands a rust-red hablock bearing the eagle symbol of the Imperium on its exterior. Beyond it is a range of low mountains covered in ice and sprawl of industry. Flames belches forth from the smokestacks, storage containers, great bubbling what's issuing toxic steams, and more combined to make the structures look like some vast metal insects straddling the peaks of this rugged range. What would you guys like to do?
So we're given a mission, right, to figure out what's going on in the mines, or?
Yeah, you have been sent to this world by the orders. There's an issue. Fix it, please. What you know is that there's a mine here, which they have sealed for unknown reasons after the fighting, and they need that mine open up because it impacts the economy when it's closed. And every world here has a tithe, and if you don't pay your tithe, the Space Marine comes and give you trouble.
So I guess, yeah, let's look for the mine manager or whoever the heck.
Yeah, find out who closed it.
Yeah, like you can imagine in front of you, there's like this sea of tents, many tents, and there's like a main path in between all the tents, which leads up to this red metallic building in the end of the camp. This is the building that had this Imperial Aquila, or this golden eagle of the Imperium, on it.
Yeah, let's go there, talk to who's in charge, find out what's going on.
Yeah, as you start walking upwards to this building, there comes what looks like a fresh soldier running towards you. He seems to be about 18 years old. He has red hair, freckles, and he's panting as he seems to have been running for quite a distance. He stops, he bends over, and you can hear him breathe heavily for a few seconds, and he says, "Sirs, welcome to the Gorgonid mines. You're here to help. I just knew it." And then he takes another pause to catch his breath again. "I told them you would be coming. So which one of you is the Inquisitor?"
The Inquisitor is not here.
Oh,
We are here to deal with the problem.
so there's no Inquisitor coming.
We're on a fact-finding mission.
He looks at you and he starts scratching his head a little bit underneath the helmet. Well, maybe you guys would like to speak with the commissar then.
Yes. We're on a fact-finding mission, and if it is deemed that an Inquisitor needs to come here, he will come. But we're here to find out first whether it's necessary, whether this would be a waste of his time or not.
As you speak with this guy, you see there's a character approach him from behind, and you hear like a screeching voice, "Jorts, you leave your post again." And the boy turns around and says, No, Sergeant Reynard. I'm just heading back there now, sir." "Double time it." And the boy starts running off, and up to you come this older man. He's bald. He seems to be of maybe the rank of a sergeant or something, with the stripes on his wrists. That will say on his left wrist. His right arm is replaced by from the elbow down with this kind of metallic device, and at the end there's like a claw-shaped thing. He walks up to you and say,
Does he have a name tag or anything on his armor?
No, he doesn't have any distinctions at all. You only can see he has some stripes on his left jacket arm. That's the only.
The boy called him Sergeant, right?
Yeah, he called him Sergeant Reynard, so that could be a clue for the name.
Yeah.
He walks up to you and say, "Well, you're a sorry bunch, aren't you? Who are you supposed to be?"
We're here to help fix your problem.
"Ah, so you're not Inquisitor then?"
Sergeant
No.
Reynard, You don't want the Inquisitor here.
You don't
He's
know what
not a
I
nice
want, boy.
man.
Are you expecting the Inquisitor for some other issue?
The commissar called in for the Inquisitor. We assumed there would be an Inquisitor, but if there's no Inquisitor coming, I guess you will have to do then. The commissar is in the red building behind me there.
So you're expecting a need for an Inquisitor? Why?
Haven't you gotten any other reports?
No, we were told the mine was shut down. We're here to reopen it.
Okay. Well, speak with the commissar first. There's a little more than just reopening the mine that needs to be done.
Is there, or what else needs to be done?
What did you say, Morgan?
Is there, what else needs to be done? So I'm just probing.
He doesn't seem to. You can see that his right arm, like the metal device, starts like rattling around a little bit, and he grasps it with his left hand, pushes a button. It seems that he's making a prayer, and he's turning around and say, "Well, I better inform the commissar," and he walks off to the red building himself.
Oh, that's nice.
We'll follow him and
Yeah.
meet the commissar.
Yeah, he is like a military man, so he walks quite fast. Do you want to try to keep pace with him, or are you just walking in the same direction?
I'll keep pace. I notice that he's upset. I wonder if there's a skill to see if I can... Oh, I don't have charm. I'll still bring it. I would say it seems to be something bothering you. Speak up. Nothing. I mean, I can't see something simple would rattle a veteran like you.
He seems to be looking down on you guys. If any of you, I guess you don't have like a knowledge Imperial Guard or the Imperium or something.
Underworld Adeptus Arbites, so no.
Okay, I will give you... You can take an Adeptus Arbites with a -10 check, if you like, to see if you know the rank of this guy. But it's more or less been given to you by the soldier.
Sure. Let me see. Dice stream. And knowledge is intelligence, right?
Correct. So your intelligence -10, unless you have any pluses in that particular. You failed?
Yes.
Okay. You at least recall that the soldier called him Sergeant Reynolds. So.
Oh, okay.
He seems to be looking down on you guys. So if Berkus would like to get any knowledge from him, you would understand that maybe if you try to threaten him with an intimidation test, that could do it.
I'm not good at that.
But you can still try tests even if you don't have them. But if you don't have them checked, you will have a -20 to it. So there's not a big chance you will be able to.
I have more like deceiving.
Yeah,
I have it.
You have it. Ah, you can try intimidating him if you like.
Sure. Let's see. And this is the pleasure of rolling in this game. Everything is so low.
Are you wearing your Abitus armor?
Yeah, of course.
Have you like cleared off any signs showing that you have been a former Adeptus Arbitus, or is it like in the same kind of fashion as you used it when you worked as that?
I'm gonna guess it's the usual. I don't really care much for markings or any of that sort. So if they were there originally, they're probably still there.
Okay, but you haven't like taken them off.
No.
Okay, then I will actually give you a +20.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't mess around with the Arbitus.
Then it's actually a success no matter what.
Okay, how many degrees will that be?
I have 34, so that's 54. I don't know what a degree is.
What you do, you take
3%.
if you're able to get beneath the number, that's 1 degree,
Okay.
and then you take your target and you subtract your roll from it, and you only use the tens. So it's a
cool.
5 minus 3, which will be 2. So then you have a total of 3 degrees of
3
success.
degrees, yeah.
What are you saying to this guy as you're trying to intimidate him?
I walk kind of close, and I'm guessing that his rattling is lessened by my rattling. And I sort of nudge him a bit and say, what's the hurry? You can stay here a bit and chat with us. We're more important than your commissar.
What? Nothing is more important than my commissar, but what do you want to know?
Exactly. What are the worst of your fears about this mine?
Well, it's kind of simple. The planetary governor can't control her population. We are the big guns. We came in and we stamped out an uprising. Job done? Right. Wrong. The commissar wanted me to lead a few squads into the mines. He believed the cult had a base inside. We went in, descended the elevator, and explored the place. Then, those mutants fell upon us. They came from all sides. I lost a dozen good men down there. Better men than you, I'll wager. Look, there's a wrongness down there. You're a bit wet behind the ears for this sort of work. You should call that fancy ship of yours and get as far away from here as you can. And he turns away and he continues to walk.
I turn away, go to the ship, and leave.
The ship has already left, but you can call it back if you like.
Damn it.
What do we know about mutants?
They're bad.
None of you guys have ever met a mutant, I think. But those of you who are from hives, hive worlds,
I would have.
yeah,
Yeah.
you would. Actually, those of you who have underworld, I think all of you have underworld.
Yes, underworld.
Yeah, you can make an underworld if you like.
70. Nope. That's
fail as well.
42. Yeah.
I got 75. That's a fail.
Oh, so 370 rolls. That's good. Well, no, you don't know much about mutants. You have heard that mutants are bad, and that's probably right. Are you going to continue after this guy towards the red building, or?
Oh yeah, that's our job.
Yeah. So we'll head towards the commissar's building, and
As you're walking towards the red building at the end of the camp, you suddenly hear this cackling, like hysterical laughter, like coming from one of the tents on the left side on the path.
All right.
Is the flap open? Can we just take a peek a little before we go by?
The flap seems to be hanging down, so it's like you cannot view inside, but you could easily open it up. It doesn't seem to be locked in any way.
I'm gonna pull out my pistol and use it kind of to, move the flap aside, kind of pointing it in.
When you peek in, you see that there's actually no light inside, but you open the flap and the light comes in from the outside, and you see it seems to be some kind of soldier, but he's not wearing a uniforms jacket. Instead, he's wearing a stray jacket, and he's fastened to this kind of pole which has been pushed down into the ground, and he's tied with his arms on the back of his body in the stray jacket to the pole. He has this kind of sort of greasy hair standing in all directions, a very weird look in his eyes, and he's just cackling and laughing. And as you enter, he looks at you for a few seconds, and he starts laughing again.
So I turn to my friends. So you think this is one of the ones that went into the mine?
Could be.
Yeah, that seems unfortunate.
If this is one of the survivors, I can't wait to go down there. Sarcastically.
As you guys are speaking, he suddenly stops cackling for a second. He looks just straight into the air and he says, "The eyes." And it's like he snaps out of it again and he starts cackling.
How much do we know about psychic attacks and things like that?
I don't think you know anything about it, to be. You probably, being part of like fresh recruits for the Inquisitions, you might have heard about the Black Ships, which are gigantic vessels going around to every world in the Empire, picking up possible psychic people. And you don't know what happens on those ships. You just know it's part of the tithe that every world have to give away any people that might be of a psychic power. And you might know that some psykers are used by the Empire for navigating ships.
Okay. But generally, psychers are considered to be dangerous.
Yeah, like it's kind of an example for the Arbites. If they find a psyker, they will execute him or report him.
Okay.
It's like finding a dangerous criminal, more or less.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's head inside to the commissary.
Yep, the
And
red
what's
tent.
going on?
As you're about to walk out from the tent again, you hear the guy shouting out after you. "My mind's eye is open, and all I can see is blood." And he starts cackling again.
Okay. Maybe we can take this one with us as cannon fodder.
I was thinking maybe he might be able to find things for us, so we might use him like as a canary for mine. But we'll do that later, I guess. Let's talk to the commandant first.
As you continue to walk up towards this red building, you see there are a lot of soldiers around in the camp, but they all seem to be more or less off duty. Some are sitting there with like a bandaged arm. Some have like a leg which has been like severely burnt, and some guys are just seems to be sitting down playing games, maybe eating a little, drinking a little. They seem to be of a low moral, but they seem to be not in any strict regime at the moment.
So can we tell from their wounds what type of resistance they ran into? We assumed they went into the mine and got beaten up, right? So,
Can you make me an awareness roll? Since you are able to walk quite close to them, I'll give you a +20 to the roll.
okay, let me roll first. Oh, we got 18, so probably awareness.
Is that a perception skill?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have. So I have perception of 30. So I did an 18. So it's
Do you have awareness?
no.
Okay, yeah, then you're rolling. Since it's a -20 and I gave you +20, it's just 18 versus 30. So you have like 3 degrees of success. It seems that some of the guys have damages from lass weapons. Some of the guys have damages from what seems like blunt objects, like clubs or just a brick or stuff like that. It seems they have like broken an arm, broken a leg, or something like that. And it's kind of hard. It's like it's not one uniform type of damage dealt to them. It looks like they've been to a small war or something like that.
Sounds
Doesn't seem that dangerous. But they did. Well, it's not clear they cleared up what was down there, right? But it sounds like they didn't. But they got beaten back.
Yeah, like they joined this area and they fought like some rebels. You have been told, and then they went into the mine, and in their mine they apparently met high resistance.
Do you want to talk to any of these guys, see what their story is before we talk to the commander?
Yeah, actually.
What you can do, which is a cool skill in this game, I think, instead of you having to track down like 15 different people until you find the guy who knows something, there is a skill called inquiry.
I have it.
Yeah, and you can roll the inquiry check, and depending on how many degrees of success you get, that's how much information you will get by talking to from 1 to 20 people or whatever you.
Well, let's see how that goes.
All right. I don't have any points in inquiry, but.
And then you roll it with a -20.
I failed my inquiry.
I got a 9.
Oh yeah, then you made it, I guess, unless you're.
What is it? Influence?
No, it's
inquiry.
willpower. Willpower.
Oh, willpower 30. Okay, so I made it by 1.
Yeah.
So I just got the 1 degree of success then. So 9 versus 10.
Now you ask around the soldiers like, "Hey guys, what happened down there? Can you tell us anything?" And most of the guys.
I rolled and I got two levels success. So.
Oh, awesome! Even better. Okay, yeah. Well, you guys ask around, and most of the guys are like not willing to talk, or they seem to be not knowing. They're like, we fought on the surface. We have no ID. We fought some rebels, and we beat their asses. But the one guy got me with a rock, and one guy managed to shoot me. But then Ishmael walks up to a guy and he asks him, "Well, what did you see down there? Did you go into the mine, and what did you see?" And he says, "It was horrible, man. The things I saw, I don't think I ever sleep again. They got Horgan, tore his face right off. If they did, thank the Emperor. You're here to put things right." And as Berkus is walking around questioning this people, one of the guys are saying, "I was bad, I agree, but no worse than any other mutant infested hole. If you're going down there, you better keep those last pistols handy."
Does anybody know anything about the guy in the tent that's a little wacko?
Oh, the guy that's in a straitjacket.
Yeah.
That's Corporal Schmet. He went into the deepest parts of the mine. I didn't go that far, but it's impossible to talk with him. I assume you tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he went a bit nuts from going down there.
Did anybody go down with him, or he went alone?
I think the sergeant was down there as well. Schmet was in his squad, I think.
Ooh.
Well, I think we're going to have to go and talk to the commissary and the sergeant.
Yeah.
So this is a military camp, right?
Yeah, that's right, sir.
I'm not asking anybody. I'm actually just looking around.
Oh yeah.
Do they have a storage of some sort somewhere?
It would be hard telling. It's like maybe 500 tents, which seems to be all equal.
I'll ask the guy where the requisition is then. Or
There's
the quartermaster, as it would be.
we have a quartermaster, but I think you need to run that through the commissar. He's quite strict on the supplies.
That's wonderful. Let's go to the commissar.
Okay. As you approach this building, it's you know this to be like a prefabricated building, which they usually use in deployments like this. It's like a large metal casing with only one exit, which is a door, and it's of metal as well, and it's closed at this point.
Yeah, we'll knock on the door. And
Oh yeah, you.
enter.
It takes like a couple of seconds, and you hear, "I'll get it, Commissar," and you can see the lovely face of the sergeant opening the door. Well, go inside, please.
Thank you.
Yeah, inside.
And as you guys are walking inside, he is walking outside and shutting the door after him. The room you just entered seems to be like a kind of a practical office. It doesn't have any ornamentation or any nice things at all. It has a metal desk, and behind the metal desk is a guy with black hair, blue eyes. He seems to be in his late 30s, but his face is it seems to be worn by war or whatever. And on the wall behind him hangs this large black leather coat and the commissar hat, which is like the main feature of the commissars. He sits there and he says, "Well, welcome to my camp. Please sit down." And he points towards 4 chairs in front of his desk.
Yeah, we'll take a seat. I'll take a seat.
I'll take a seat.
He takes like a step up from his chair. He looks at you and he say, "Well, I presume you're from the Inquisition. I was told help was on its way, but I must say I am always surprised by the agents I meet. I'm sure you're currently qualified, eminently qualified for the task at hand. So let's get down to business and get this over with, shall we? As you may or may not know, this world is vital to the commercial interests of the sector, and everything that threatens this world ultimately threatens the larger community. Thus, when renegade activities on this planet destroyed valuables and, in some people's estimations, irreplaceable equipment, it was deemed necessary to create a show of force and eradicate all insurgents in and around the lucrative Gorgonid mine." He gestures expansively around him. "Now, attending to a few rebels is easy work, and as expected, the scum lacked grit, leadership, and dedication to their cause. So, it is a matter of hours. We had contained the site, rounded up a few captives, and were ready to ship out. But as I toured the grounds, something caught my eye. One of the rebels was carrying a sheaf of papers. I examined them quickly, and it appeared they were queer texts of some kind. Copies, surely, but describing unspeakable acts. It was clear that these rebels were foot soldiers for something worse. I know my duty, and so I sent a dozen squads into the mines themselves. Many of our enemy fled the certain death of our superior firepower for the cover of the mines. It was as I feared. The guardsmen descended, and after 3/4 of an hour, they returned, much diminished and suffering terrible casualties. Reports of twisted mutants, demons, the worst came in, and so I decided that until I received proper support, the mines would be closed. Clearly, the Inquisitor does not share my concern. No offense, of course. I just expected a larger group to attend to this matter. Well, who am I to question the ways of the Order, right? Here is a map. Follow the directions, and they will take you through the upper levels of the Gorgonid mines. My men didn't encounter much of anything up there, but when they enter the tunnels known as the Shatters, he points at the map, that was where things went wrong. I would warn you, it takes a great deal of effort to lift the seal, and it's not quick. We'll let you out, of course, but there's nothing fast about it, so try not to be in a hurry. I presume you're armed? Not many things on your person, I see. That's a shame. See our quartermaster, and he'll properly outfit you. Meet me at the seal. You can see it from the door. I say in about an hour. It takes a good 30 minutes to walk, so don't waddle.
We have some questions first before we take a look in your mine.
Okay.
What is your mine? What do you mine here? What's the resource you're mining?
It's mainly ores, fuel, and chemicals.
Does anyone have a layout of the mine?
Yeah, here. And he hands you the map. And he
Thank
points
you.
to the part he called the shatters, and you can see there's like a line drawn there to show the fastest path to get there through the upper mines.
You have some captives. You said you have some rebel captives. Do you have any that are like the rebel leaders that know more about what's going on inside the mine?
They don't seem to have any proper leadership, but I have a few captives to the left side of the camp. You're free to
Can we-
talk with them if you like.
Yes, we'd like to interrogate them.
Feel free to do so.
Mhm.
Any more
And,
questions, my man?
I've got a question for the sergeant.
The sergeant walked outside when you entered, but you can probably find him afterwards.
Okay.
Is there any dangerous gases or chemicals in the mine that we should be aware of? That anything that might ignite or be poisonous?
I don't have too much knowledge of the mines itself. You could always ask some of the workers, but at some parts where they were mining fuel, I assume you should try not to shoot too much. When it goes for the ore and the chemicals, I don't think it's such a hazard.
Okay.
But promethium, after all, is very highly flammable and explosive as well. So any areas with that should be dealt with without firearms or explosives.
How can you tell if there's promethium in the area?
It smells like and out of character, you would know what promethium is. It's like the 40,000 variant of gasoline.
Okay.
It's what they use for flamers and different kind of cars and stuff like that. So
It's a gas or a liquid?
it's a liquid. It's like gasoline. They just
Okay.
call it promethium.
Okay.
Which it's kind of a gas as well, since gasoline.
Well, I was worried that it might be vapor, right?
Oh yeah, no. It's originally a liquid which has some
Okay.
gas.
So I think we need to talk to the rebels, see if there's any information before we get to the quartermaster, see what equipment we can get,
Just
and then also talk to the sergeant, right? So those are on my list.
just be sure to hurry.
Okay.
30 minutes, and he walks up to the door and opens it for you.
Okay.
So I'm
So
gonna
should
look
we
out
talk to
for
the rebels
the
first? Or
sergeant.
you want to talk to sergeant? Let's talk to sergeant first then.
Mhm.
As you walk outside, you can see the sergeant stands outside with his arm, which is still shaking a bit by itself, and is having a cigar.
I'm AFK just a sec. My kid is crying.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna walk up to the sergeant and Sergeant, what happened down there with your little boy over there that's freaking out? And
Yeah, the
cackling?
corporal. The corporal.
He's weak in his head. He didn't take well to what he saw down there, I guess.
What
What
did
did-
you see down there?
I didn't see too much myself. I only saw rebels, which we made sure to put an end to. But I ordered one of my squads to go down deeper into the shatters. And of them, Schmidt was the only one coming back.
We were told that you went down with his squad.
Oh, I went down to the deeper parts, but not into the shatters. That was only Schmidt's squad.
Can we tell if he's lying? Is there any way for us to tell?
Yeah, you can do scrutiny if you like.
See, on the character sheet, they don't tell you what skill they're based on. So is it perception?
Oh, doesn't it say in like clamps behind it?
No. It just lists the skills. It doesn't say in parens what
Hmm.
No.
it's based on the character sheet, anyway.
Under skills, it says, in example, acrobatics, and it says AG.
No, not on my character sheet.
No, not on mine either. It just, I mean, some of them are pretty easy to figure out.
Ah, okay. Well, you
Scrutiny,
have
I
the.
assume, would be perception, right?
Let me check here. I should know this. Scrutiny is perception.
Yeah, so I have a 30. It's only a 10%. So
Okay.
I'll give it a try. Oh, yeah, 86. I failed. So.
He gives off this very, like authoritative aura. He seems to be, you find no reason to question him. He seems to be the law himself.
Okay. Well, you want to talk to the rebels, see what they know? Yeah, we're going to interrogate the rebels that they have captured.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can, when he told you they were on the left side, you can see there's this kind of chain-linked fence on the west side of the camp. It's not that big. It's maybe has 10 or 12 people inside. And there seem to be some guards walking around the fence in black uniforms, like with flak jackets like the Imperial Guard have, just in black paint. And you can walk up to them if you like.
Do they look like they're being ill-treated, or are they...
They seems to be like poor people inside a chain-linked fence without anything to sit underneath or sit on top of or eat or drink or anything. They're just locked in a cage like animals, more or less.
They look normal. They're not ranting or doing strange things like that corporal, right?
Yeah, some of them are crying. A couple are shaking a bit. It seems they think it's kind of cold, and the others are just standing there very silently, staring out into nothingness.
Yeah, so we probably want to pick somebody that maybe one of the shaking people and ask them what's going on and see what they say.
Yeah, as you approach the fence, one of the guys who were standing there, apparently freezing, walks closer to the fence. He grabs the fence with his hands and pushes his face all up to the fence and says, "Please help me. I did nothing wrong, I promise."
Well, tell me what happened to you. Maybe we can do something about it.
One of the guards are seeing that you're talking to them, and he screams, "Prisoner, get back in line. Do not disturb the visitors."
No, I say, shut up, guard. Stand down.
And he looks at you, and you see one of the other guards come over and say something to him, and he say, all right, sir. And he turns around and continues to walk his round just the other direction.
Okay, please continue. What happened to you and what's going on?
I am not sure. Some of the workers started carrying weapons. They brought pistols, knives, and things like that to work. And I wasn't sure what was going on, so I thought maybe we needed to do that in order to protect ourselves. So I carried a knife to work. And one day they just started attacking people, and they.
What do you mean by they? The other workers, or?
Yeah, some attacked the other workers. Some attacked like the people that comes here to pick up ore and fuel. And
so you don't have a grievance of anything. They're treating you well. You have a good pay.
To be honest, it's not a very well-paid job, I'm off no no less than any other workers, but mining work is not the dream I had. But I guess it's better than sitting in this cage. As it happens, I was standing together with a group that attacked some of the people that came to pick up resources when all the soldiers suddenly appeared and they start slaughtering us.
But you have no recall as to why they started attacking the people picking up the fuel and stuff?
Nah,
It just happened?
some screamed, "We need to kill them. They're here to hurt us," and things like that. I couldn't make out anything of it.
Did you attack anybody also, or?
Well, one of the guards, the Imperial guards that came towards us, I was afraid of my life, so I tried to stab him with my knife. It broke off as I hit his armor, and he slapped me in the face with his gun, and I woke up in here.
And is anybody here with you that was one of the people that started the fight or not?
No, I like the first guys I remember bringing weapons to work. I don't see any of them here. I fear they were shot or ran away, or yeah, I don't know. They're not here.
Well, we're here to figure out what's going on, and there may be some outside influence. So maybe we can do something about this. But is anybody here that might have any information about this first group that decided to bring weapons?
Sorry, guys. I got a phone here. I just need to answer really quick.
No problem.
Can we take a 5-minute break?
Yeah.
Cool.
That was a cool little back and forth there.
Yeah. So I'm thinking there's something going on that influenced them. So what I'm worried if it's psychers, we have no defense against that. So we're gonna go down there and get mind controlled.
Hey, that sounds like fun. That's the great thing that I like about one shots or two shots is that you don't have to be fully attached to your character.
Yeah.
So if the one shot ends in my guy got mind controlled and I start shooting my teammates, like, well, all right.
I'm just thinking, I'm getting a better picture of what's going on. But I think when we get to the quartermaster, I think we should get stuff, and then I'm actually interested in maybe getting something that might be able to ignite this.
You want to light the gas mine up?
Yeah.
I hate to tell you this, but we're going to be inside of it to do that, so that won't end well.
But, like a big flare gun or something. But, we didn't bring any tanks, so, and the tanks that went down there got mauled, right? So that doesn't seem like the right solution.
Well, so I hate to break it to you, but nobody in the Imperial Guard is known for being tanky, other than the actual physical tanks. So, but I think the soldiers themselves are all just
quartermaster gets some stuff, and then we go down there and take a look. And sounds like when we go down there, they're going to seal us in there, right? He said it takes an hour to open up the seal, so there's probably this giant block of metal that goes crunch. But I think maybe we should bring breathing gear, just gas. If possible, see what the heck they have. The quartermaster has available, and maybe a flare gun or something like that we can ignite things from a distance.
Sorry, guys.
No, that's fine. We're just chatting about what to do.
Should we just wait a few more minutes to see if Goran comes back?
Well, we can. I think the next thing, we probably won't get much info, but we would just ask this guy if he knows anybody else that's here with him that may have known any of the first instigators, and talk to those people and just.
Yeah, but when you said that you wanted to go down into the mine to fix this issue. And he was about to say that I guess that's a good thing, but it won't help me much.
Well, if we find out it's not your fault, then let's say some outside influence has caused this, then maybe there may be a case for you guys to be released and continue to work on the mines.
All inside this fence are awaiting processing before execution.
Well, do you know when that's going to happen?
I have no idea. It could happen now, it could happen in 10 years.
Well, if we come back before it happens, we can maybe intercede on your behalf if there's reason for it.
I would be eternally grateful if you could.
Do you go into the mines?
I used to, but only I worked in Section A, which is the upper level.
Oh, we're going to go into the, what's it, the shadows or
The shatters.
shatters?
Yeah.
So do you know anybody that knows that area?
And it looks like he's thinking really hard, and he says, there was one of the guys mentioning the shatters, but I've never been so far that deep myself.
Do you remember anything he talked about?
No, he only said that there were a lot of guys that was still down in the shatters when at the start of the day where everything started.
Anybody here that is that person here among the group here, or
No, he's not one of the guys here. I'm afraid he's dead.
I don't
are you
think
willing to go?
pulled out
Are you
two
willing?
prisoners from the shatters when they went down there.
What did you say, Richard?
I said I don't think they pulled out too many prisoners from the shatters yet.
Yeah.
That seems to be like kind of a line in the sand where they didn't really succeed in crossing too well. If they've locked the mine in, I assume that they don't hold any ground inside, right? Like they don't have troops inside. They don't have people.
No,
holding,
they.
like a section.
It sounded like they evacuated what they could and shut the mine.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask this guy if he's willing to go in there with us. And, if he's out here and he dies, they'll execute him with certain death, right? But if he goes down there with us, if he's willing and he's helpful, like if he knows the people there and helps us talk to them, there's a big case that we could get him the sentence commuted or even taken care of.
Right now, he's been sentenced to execution. We can offer him, trial by valor? Maybe? Is that something that we can offer? Like, could we override the guard on not everybody, but like one guy? Be like, this guy is going to be useful.
Yeah, we'll take this guy.
We're taking him out.
If you kind of speak with your inquisitor, he would be able to pardon almost whoever he feels like. At this point, you have no particular rank since you're just trainee here. But if you ask like the commissar or the guards, and you say that you need this guy as a pathfinder or whatever, there's a chance you could get him. He's just what to say. He's as valuable as those crumbling buildings to these guys.
Yeah. So we'll ask him if he's willing to help us first. If he says yes, then we'll get him out of there and bring him with us.
Yeah.
Like I only know the upper parts of the mines. I can lead you through there, but beyond that, I don't think I would be of much use to you.
No, but that's okay. We may run to some of your coworkers down further down, and if you're willing to talk to them.
If you're able to find Hastus, that would be really good. Hastus was.
Do you think you could get us to Hastus?
I have no idea. He's mainly a friend of Yurt's, which is one of the guards. But he was sent in there quite early, I think.
But are you willing to
Okay.
come with us anyway?
Oh, sure, I can. Uh, if you are able to talk these guys into letting me go.
Yeah, we'll do that.
We're going to go talk to the commissar. Tell him that you're willing to cooperate.
You, Richard, recall
And then
that the commissar said he would be leaving for the seal and it would take him 30 minutes to walk there.
Okay.
And you needed to be there within an hour.
Yeah, we'll just ask the guard that we're going to take this guy with us, and then
Okay.
open up the gate. We'll take him with us. We'll just take him with us.
I need to know how you're going to proceed with this. Are you going to try to intimidate him? Are you going to try to charm him? And what would you say?
I have deceive.
Yeah, I've got deceive too. That's my best option for this, but yeah.
How would you try to deceive this guy out of prison?
So we
Deceive
tell
the
him,
guard.
Yeah, we deceive the guard. We tell him this guy is useful for our investigation. We need him to identify people in the mine when we go down there.
Yeah, but that's not really
Well,
deceiving. That's what you're intending
Deceiving
to
would
do.
be the commissar gave us permission to take one guy out if we could find somebody who could be
Okay.
useful.
Oh, that
So,
works for me.
Yeah.
Is that an influence skill?
What you guys could do, since for skill checks, it's normal that only one of you do the check. But
Yeah.
since you both have deceive, the other guy could help to give a
Yeah.
plus 10 to the skill check.
I
Okay.
will stand in the background, ready to intercede if he resists.
Good.
Okay.
Who
Well-
of you are going to do the skill check?
Who has a higher influence? I have 25 influence.
Yeah, me too. I would say, I don't know. Why don't you go for it, and I'll back you up.
Okay,
Um,
so it's a plus 10. Okay,
So
it's,
you, guys, you don't use your influence for the check.
Oh, what do you use?
You are using to deceive.
Fellowship.
You're using fellowship.
fellowship. I have 33.
I've got 41.
Oh, so you should do it. I'll help. So I'll give you a 10% bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
So
need
I've
to
got
roll
points
between a 51.
So, well, I've got points into deceive. So just 1 point means that you are running flat skill, right?
Yeah, that means you're not
Okay.
getting a minus 20.
All right. So I guess the two of us will walk up and, maybe we're having, like, it's a foregone conclusion that we're getting this guy. We're just,
Yeah.
like, no, I want the guy with the red hair. No, and then you're like, well, no, okay, fine. All right, fine. So the commissar sent us over here to get information and pull one of these guys out to be a pathfinder for us and show us how to get down to, get down there.
Yeah, open up
Let's see what we
the.
get. I got an 8 on 50 rolls, so that's
Holy smokes!
5 degrees. That's 5 degrees of
It's
Yeah.
actually 6. You
6
nailed it.
degrees of.
He says, oh, well, if the commissar says it's okay, I guess it is. Give me a second and I will get him out for you. And he walks over to this kind of small tent that is beside where you can see a couple of the other guys not walking the perimeter are sitting, relaxing. He comes back. He walks up to the fence and he mentions signs for one of the guys to come closer. The guy you just spoke to. If you point him out, that's the one you want to have with you. And he says, "Come here, Gerbil." And Gerbil walks over. He says, "Put your hands on the fence and no funny business, or else I whack your head off." And he puts this kind of necklace around his neck, which is a metal necklace with a small pad on front. It looks a bit like a padlock.
Mhm.
And he says, "No, Gerbil, if you walk more than 30 feet away from these guys, your head will pop up like a melon. So keep that in mind." And he will walk over to. Ishmael, and he will hand you a small remote. If Jerbel does anything that you thinks is out of the line, just push the button and he will be no more worry for you.
Good
All
enough.
right.
Push the button.
He locks the
This
cage.
button?
He locks the cage behind Jerbel, and you can see Jerbel is shaking a bit. He doesn't seem to be too happy to wearing this necklace, but he's at least outside of a prison and certain death at this point.
I'm going to hold the thing up to Gerbil and be like, Gerbil, you're going to be very helpful, right?
I'll do whatever you ask me to, sir.
All right. You do me a favor. If I do have to push this button, can you stay like 10 feet away from me so I don't have to clean my armor up afterwards?
Just tell me to where I stand, and I will be doing so, sir.
Thank you. Good boy. Okay, and then I motion towards the gates, or over to the quartermaster.
Yeah, let's go
So-
get stuff from the quartermaster.
Yeah, as you start asking around the camp for the quartermaster, you can do an inquiry check to be able to trace the line, because it seems to be not a place many of the soldiers have been, actually.
Okay. I don't have the inquiry skills, so I'll let you guys do that role.
Oh, that guy didn't tell us where the quartermaster was? What a dick. I thought he would tell us.
No,
Apparently, a lot of people haven't been there.
he just said visit the quartermaster. He assumed that you guys would find your way.
So I don't have the inquiry, so maybe...
Do you have inquiry, Goran? Or is he AFK
is he muted?
again?
No, he's not.
Frank? Yo, Frankie!
Okay, I just roll an inquiry. You could always roll really good and make it anyway with a -20.
All right.
Oh, wow.
I got a 6. I should be rolling everything.
You don't need any skills, and you had like a 40 in fellowship from before.
Yeah.
42, yeah.
Yeah, so you have 3
So-
degrees of success with an untrained skill there.
Nice.
You can roll 2 d10s, Richard.
Okay. D10s. We get a 2 and a 3.
Oh, that's really good. You use a total of 5 minutes asking around for the direction to the quartermaster, and they pointed out it's exactly the opposite part of town, or the camp.
Oh, man.
Awesome. All right,
guess
so let's. About how
You wanna
long
run
does it
over
take us to get there? So 5 minutes to do that.
How long to run over there?
5 or 10 minutes.
Okay, we'll
Okay.
run over there.
Let's head over there.
And Gerbil better
Quartermaster.
keep up with us, or else his head's gonna blow off. So
Yeah, he seems to be
Motivated,
slowing down until he hears every time he reaches 30 feet, 25 meters away from any of you. You hear this sound like beep 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 beep, and it seems to motivate him to keep up the pace. You make your way over there, and you see a tent which is exactly like every other tent in this camp, but it has a small sign on top saying quartermaster's tent.
Okay, we go in there,
All right.
see what stuff we can get.
Yeah, as you walk inside there, you can see there's a guy standing behind this almost like a post office desk with this kind of small slot to deliver stuff back and forth. And you see this, he seems to be like a middle-aged veteran of some sort standing behind there. He has a scar going all the way over his face and missing most of his hair. As you get in, he says, well, hello, how may I help you?
Well, the commissioner sent us here to take some equipment. We're going down to the Shatters, and we would like to take some equipment with us.
Ah, okay. Well, do you have a slip from the commissar?
Oh, did he give us anything?
No, he didn't.
No.
Well, we're in a hurry, so he didn't. He forgot to do that.
Oh, but I'm not allowed to give out anything without the slip.
Lovely.
But
Gotta love bureaucracy.
but
The safety of this camp depends on us succeeding in this mission. We didn't exactly come here loaded, so he's waiting for us, and it's about 30 minutes from now. We have to be at the
Seal.
seal. So I don't think he'll be happy if you tell him that a slip kept us from doing our job.
oh, you're probably right. Well, give me a few minutes.
I'm looking
Any-
for something very specific.
He turns around and he starts picking stuff out of his shelves behind there, and he walks over and places on the counter. Well, here you have 15 meters of rope. This is the tough stuff, so it can hold all of you, I'm sure. Here you have 4 electric torches. This box contains 12 rations, which should be enough for 3 days for each of you.
So we need a little extra. We're bringing a miner to help lead the way, so we need a little more rations.
And he looks at Gerbil standing there with his explosive collar, and he says, well, that's not a miner, that's a prisoner. No food for him.
Okay.
And he brings you 3 canteens of water, 1 for each. And he points at Frank, and he says, Frank, well, no, he doesn't say Frank, he says, you, come here. And he walks over to a door in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get over to him, you say, well, I see your armor. You seem to be one of the guys who know how to handle these kind of things. Just make sure to not blow off your hands. And he hands you 4 frag grenades.
Oh, these are useful. Nice. Thank you.
I'm afraid that's about all I can give you. We are extremely short on supplies, and the orders to not give out any ammunitions or weapons are very strict. These are from my personal storage.
Do you have like a flare gun or anything like that?
No, but you have the electric torches. They should be able to shine a light for you.
Okay.
I agree.
Do you want to push for anything, or just take the stuff and go?
I think we should just take the stuff and go.
Okay.
Well, good luck. May the Emperor be with you.
May the Emperor be with you.
I nod.
Okay, we're gonna go look for the seal.
Yeah, like as soon as you walk out, you have been like across the camp all over now. So you, even if the camp is very big, you know like the different directions from each other, and you see behind the red building, there's like a smaller mountain, and even from this place, you actually saw it when you walked out of the freighter in the beginning of the mission as well. You see this gigantic metal, a circular metal thing that is attached to the mountain, and that was what the commissar pointed towards when he mentioned the seal.
So, are the torches, the electric lamps, attached to our equipment, right? So it's our hands-free, or?
No, unfortunately, it's like a normal torch. It's just electric.
Oh, great. So much for high tech. Okay.
All right, that's fine.
I guess we'll split up the stuff and pack it.
Yeah. We'll split up our
Well-
stuff so we have.
Luckily, we
Stuff.
have somebody here who will not be carrying a weapon and who can just carry a couple of torches.
Gerbil stands there and reaches out his hands too.
I'm gonna hand Gerbil a torch.
Oh, he seems to be taking an awful long time to understand how it works. But then you show him how to flick the switch, and it ignites, and he switches it off again and say, "Oh well, I can carry this."
So each one of us has a torch and he has one. Yeah, so that's 4. Okay, let's go.
As you make your way towards the seal, you get like out of the camp area, and you get into what seems to be just wastes of nothing. It's the planet is like an ice world, but it's not a lot of snow. It's maybe half an inch of snow, some places, but not everywhere. But it seems to be permafrost, so it seems to be the ground seems to be frozen at all times. So nothing really grows here. It's just mud and snow. You see a lot of broken down buildings, some vehicles who have been set ablaze recently. You feel the smell of like what it smells like in a war zone, like burning stuff, everything from skin to metal to plastic. And as you get closer to the seal, the smell in your nose, you start to think that the air around here is somewhat poisonous to us. People are burning plastics and whatever they find here, it seems. And you can see some people that are gathered like around small fires. They have like a car tire put up on it, burning it, everything to get some heat, it seems. And they seem to be very poor and very poorly geared. They just sit there in tattered clothes and try to keep alive, it seems. The seal itself, as you walk closer to it, is 30 meters in diameter, or something like 90 feet. So it's quite big. It seems to be held in place on the mountainside, where these large mechanical clamps that grasps into the mountainside. On the front of it is the large double-headed eagle of the Imperium, the Aquila. And in front of the seal stands the commissar. There also stands a group of 4 guardsmen who stands like they seem to be keeping an eye with a large flock of 20 beasts. And these beasts looks a bit like muscus, but at the size of elephants. Around them are 10 workers attaching some kind of leather harness to these giant beasts and to the seal itself. And the guardsman seems to be aiming their rifles at the beasts, not completely trusting them. On top of a small platform stands the fifth guardsman, and you all recognize him as Jertz, the first guy who approached you as you landed.
So we're going to ask the commissar, out of hearing range of Gerbil, when we're ready to come out, how do we signal you that we're ready to come out?
He hands you like a small communication device, and he says, not it's small, it's like, you know those 1985, 1990 cell phones, the backpack ones? And he says, just place this right inside, and when you fire it up, you will be able to reach me through the seal.
Okay.
And it weighs approximately 30 kilos or 60 pounds, so it's quite heavy.
Yeah, so we basically leave on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty.
The commissar see that you arrive, and he seems to be looking down on his wrists, where he has a chrono, or a watch as we know it. And he looks up and he seems a bit impressed. It seems that you made it on time. He makes a signal to Yurts, who stands up on the platform. He seems to be pulling a leveler, and you hear this violent crack, like as this clamps releases from the mountainside. And at the same time, you see the 10 people around the beasts start snapping their whips, and the beast starts to pull. And even if it seems to be 20 elephants in size pulling, the seal is barely moving, like a centimeter by centimeter away from the opening. And it takes as much as 15 minutes before it's an opening where you guys can enter. But before that, as soon as the seals open, it seems to float out this kind of greenish, yellowish gas, and you feel, I think most of you have felt it before, but it is really, really strong smell of stagnant air and rotten meat. And after like 10 seconds, the gas seems to have been left out of the opening, and it clears off.
No, that's nice.
As you walk closer to the opening, you also feel that there actually feels like it's much warmer inside than outside. Outside, it's approximately between 0 and 5 degrees Celsius, while inside here it's maybe 10-15 degrees of Celsius, which is 5,000 Fahrenheit or something. I have no idea. I don't know the calculation in my head.
I guess we go in. I don't see any reason to...
All right, I'll go in first. So I'll crack a torch, pull my pistol out, and stick my torch in, look around, walk in.
As soon as you get inside, you see there's it seems to be a rather vast mining complex. It has tons of corridors going in all directions, but you have the map. And you have the directions on the map, and you also have this gerbil guy who claims to know his way on the upper parts of the mine.
So we'll let Gerbil lead the way, and we'll compare it to our map and see if he really knows his way.
Yeah, he starts walking, and he says, "Well, I am not that known in here, but I can always get you to section B at least."
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, he starts walking in there, and you feel that the temperature is it's quite a bit warmer than outside, but still it's a bit chilly. The air feels very stagnant, and it still smells like a bit like rotten meat in here. You also feel like it seems to be quite moist in here. There's dripping down stuff down from the ceiling all the time. Not like raining, but it's like small drops dripping from time to time.
When I asked Gerbil, does it always smell like this in here? Or?
It has always smelled weird in here, but I haven't felt this smell before. It must have been after the
fighting?
Yeah, after the fighting, I guess. And it takes you about maybe a 30 to 35 minute walk in there. And then he suddenly stops and he says, "Well, this isn't right." And he shines his torch in front of him. And you can see that the path you're walking, which is a corridor which is approximately 5 meters wide or 15 feet wide. I think that's right. It seems it has collapsed, and it seems to be about 5 meters down to where it continues onward. And he turns to you and says, I promise, I have walked this path many times, and it's not been like this before. I apologize."
What does the map say?
The map shows that the path goes in the same direction, but it doesn't show the steep climb down there.
Okay.
So with the light, can we see anything unusual other than it's just debris?
No, it just seems like something has collapsed and parts of the tunnel has fallen down.
The Does it look safe? I asked Gerbil, is this safe to traverse, or do you think there'll be a more cave-in?
He stands there. He picks up a few rocks, throws them around down into the do the new path down there, and it seems to be stable, but we need to get down there. It's quite high.
Does our rope work?
Yeah, like in mechanic-wise, what your rope will do is it will make the test to climb down a lot easier.
Okay.
I assume it's agility.
You can use either agility or athletics, and if you use the rope, you will have a plus 20.
Okay.
Who's climbing
well,
first?
I'll go down first. I've got good agility.
Okay.
43. So.
So your target is 60 then. 63.
What are we doing?
Okay.
Climbing down a 5-meter high collapse in the tunnel, which you need to climb down in order to go further into the tunnel.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, I got a 5.
Oh, yeah.
Man, you're really well.
I'm glad I've got dice stream for this, and I'm not just rolling the dice in front of me.
I made it. So I made mine also by a couple of degrees.
Yeah.
How about you, Goran?
Which skill is it?
Athletics or acrobatics? You can pick, and you get a plus 20 if you use the rope.
I'll do the acrobatics. Oh, 5. So
Wow.
I
You
have
guys are made for
7
this.
degrees of success.
Let's see how good Gerbil is at climbing ropes. Oh, he is very happy that we have a rope. He climbs down and he says, well, that was easy. Let me take the lead again. If I'm allowed to, of course.
Keep going.
Just don't get too far ahead of us.
I'll continuously check the... I'll actually pull out... well, Frank holds a bit in the back, pulls out a large glove, and replaces his right-hand armor gauntlet with that glove, then pulls out his pistol.
Okay.
And in the other hand, he'll open the map of the mine and make sure that we're going in the right direction.
Oh, good. You're controlling that he's not trying to trick you.
Yeah.
Good. You walk for approximately 2 more hours into this massive mining complex, and he doesn't say too much, but he might give off here we used to eat and stuff like that when he's going down there. After a couple of hours, there is a metal door on the left side straight into the wall where you're walking. In the metal door, there is a small glass window, approximately the size of a paper, not a paper, but like 10 by 10 inches. And in the middle of the window is a bloody handprint. He doesn't mention it, he just walks past it.
Hey, Gerbil, what does that mean?
Oh, I don't know. Never been in there.
Has it always had this, or is this new?
I think that's new, sir.
He didn't seem nervous or anything that he saw this bloody handprint?
Nah, it's like he's seen a lot of death lately. He probably got quite messed up the first few times, but like a bloody handprint is a lot better than seeing your comrade being shot in the head next to you and stuff like that, knowing that you're put up for execution and stuff.
So this is not a painted on thing. It's an actual handprint.
Yeah, it's a smudge, so it's actually you can't see much through the window due to the bloody smudge.
Let's check it out.
The door seems to have this kind of, you like the submarines, the door where the wheel to open. It seems to have one of those opening mechanisms.
Okay.
So is this on the path to where we have to go, or is this a side thing we're doing?
This is you're walking the path, and this is just into the left of the one of the corridors you're walking. It doesn't like prevent you from going where you're supposed to or where he's leading you.
You sure you want to do this? This seems like a distraction, and that part is sealed.
Bloody handprint seems like maybe somebody is alive when he went in here.
I see.
Maybe there's some
Okay,
equipment as
somebody's
well.
alive, that maybe help us.
All right. Well, I'm gun in hand. I'm going to lean up against the door on the side that opens, and just kind of be ready and motion for one of the guys to open it. And I'll just kind of have my gun ready in case somebody.
So the question is, do you want to do this stealthily, or you want to knock on it and see if anybody shows up on the other side?
I'm not sure there's a way to stealthily open up a door that's set up like this.
So maybe we should just...
Sorry, it's for the description of my door was maybe not so good, but it's a metal door with a large metal wheel on it. And even if you haven't opened a door like that, you're quite sure that by turning the wheel and like unlatching the clamps, it will make some noise anyway.
But there's a window you can look through, right?
It's completely smudged by blood. This bloody handprint.
I'm just wondering whether we should just pound on the door a little and see if anything shows up on the other side. Maybe I'll see some shapes and stuff.
Okay, I knock on it.
Do you want to do that?
What do you knock with?
I want to, take the handle of some metal or something and just pound on the metal door, have it reverberate, and see if anything on the other side is active.
Yeah, you're here.
And then maybe we have...
Sorry. Yeah.
And have it...
Go ahead, man.
And have a hint whether something back there is aggressive or not aggressive or friendly, depending on what the shape on the other side does.
As you beat on the door to make a knocking sound, you hear this metallic clanking, as you assume it will hear, and you're like clank, 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 and that's the only noise you hear.
Does it sound like they're trying to break their way through the door, or just pounding on stuff?
No, it sounded like the beating from when Frank beat on the door. That's the only sound you can hear. It doesn't appear to be any sounds made from the inside.
Oh, I see. Just an echo.
Yeah.
I guess we should open it. You want to open it and see?
Yeah, let's do it quickly.
Probably full of dead bodies. I mean,
Who would like to open the door?
I'll stand at a distance with my gun drawn.
Then it's only Burkus left without a pistol in his hand aiming at the door.
I guess I'll open the door then.
Yeah. What I need you to do then is a -10 athletics check, because this is quite heavy.
Skill.
It's strength, athletics.
Strength? Oh. Yeah, I don't have athletics, so I'm at -7. With a -10 and -20. -30, I'm at -7, so there's no way I can open that door.
No, you're not able to open it up. Jerbal say, sir, usually we are 2 people opening those doors. They're quite heavy.
Oh. Well, Gerbil, help me open this door.
Oh, okay, sir. And he walks over and he puts his torch down to the ground, and he grabs the wheel. And as you're now 2 people, start turning the wheel. You can open it without any further tests.
Oh, okay.
As you open a door, you still need to kind of pull it open. It seems to be kept shut by its own weight. Do you want to pull it open?
We don't want to open it all the way. Open enough for a crack where you could see through, like 1 inch. So you can't move through it, but you can see through. and then we'll shine the light through that 1-inch crack.
Yeah, as you shine your light in there, the first actually, before you can see anything, you feel this immense stench of death. It feels like decomposing bodies in your nostrils kind of smell. And as you start shining your light in there, the ground seems to be covered in corpses.
Yeah. So I say, this is probably where they put all the bodies.
Do you want to open the door further to better see what's inside?
No, well, the bodies, are their clothing? They look like workers?
They seem to be workers. Yeah, they have this kind of workers' clothing.
No weapons.
So I asked,
Yeah, if you open the door fully, you will see the entire room because it's not so big.
Yeah.
There are in a total 12 bodies in there. They have no weapons, but as you peek in there and shine your light, you will see that they seem to have some sort of mutations. Like one guy seems to have an additional eye. Another guy has like a small hand pointing out from his belly. You see a guy has 2 ears and yeah, stuff like that. Jerbil, as he sees this, he starts shaking a lot, and he walks backward, straight into the wall behind him, and he starts like pushing himself against the wall, and he say, "Please, please take that away. It's horrible to look at."
All right. Close it up.
I didn't get too much of a glance at them, but I don't recognize any of them. They might be workers from down Hive, not down the mine.
so you didn't hear about any mutations before, right?
If Jerbil heard about it,
Yeah.
no, he have no clue, and he doesn't seem to be the guy who went to school and learned about it that way either.
From our school, do we know anything about how long it takes to get mutations, or
No, I don't think you have any experience with that yet.
we don't know if it's a generational thing or whether it can happen through some chaos thing that
You can make an intelligence check if you like. Just roll beneath your intelligence flat.
Nope, I didn't make it.
I know you don't have any clue.
I'm going to guess that if they're workers, they weren't hired with these mutations.
As you say that, Gerbil will say, "No, I haven't never seen any workers with any mutations. I haven't seen any mutations in my life, to be honest."
No, I mean, these guys used to be normal at some point. Otherwise, they wouldn't have worker clothes.
Yeah, there's going to be some kind of thing down here causing this.
As you
I
have
say
been
we seal the room back up and keep going.
Yep, we go deeper.
Yeah, what you find is that when you have opened the door and you release it so it slams shut by its own weight, the wheel will tuck in place again. So it automatically lock when you release the door.
Oh.
Seems to be a feature of its own weight and the mechanic of the door.
Okay.
Gerbil continues to walk in front of you, of course, if you want to. And after about an hour more, he stops again and he says, "Well, another problem. We're in Section B now, so I'm not so familiar here, but I don't think this is right. and in front of you, you see like the tunnel continues, but there's a section of approximately 2 meters wide missing, and it seems to have collapsed down.
So it's like a gap that we have to jump across or throw a rope across.
Yeah, it's the gap in total is 2 meters wide, or that would be about 6 feet, 6 to 7 feet. Yeah.
Can we lasso anything on the other side, or tie something to the rope and then like a big rock and huck it to the other side, or anything like that?
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be anything you can lasso to. What you see by examining this is that there's a tiny, tiny cliff on the left side where you could try to balance your way across. Or you could just try to make a run and jump. It seems to be the only two options you have at this point.
Well, we have a rope, so we can tie rope to somebody and that person can try to get across.
Yeah,
That would work.
I'll jump it. So I'll start tying the rope around my waist. And I'll let out about, I don't know, say 10, 12 feet of slack. And then
Do you
hand it to...
Do you look down
And the
into the
rest of
gap
us-
before you jump?
Yeah, probably. It looks. I assume it was darkness, but we'll shine the light down.
Yeah, you can like the it's limits to the range of your light, but you will be able to see the ground, but it's approximately 6 meters down.
So that would suck.
Yeah, that would be a bone crushing experience, you assume.
But we have 3 other people holding on to the other end of the rope, so I assume we'll prevent you from falling more than.
Yeah, like I
Couple
said,
meters.
give me 10 feet. Give me 2.5. Give me 3 meters.
Okay, then we'll
Of
anchor
slack.
on the other side.
Yeah. All right. So I'll go and make a run.
Yeah. What I need you to do, you can do a running start here, which
Yeah.
will give you a +0 to the athletics checks. It's a challenging, but it's not hard. So you need to run below your strength.
Okay. So I've got 33 strength. Okay. Would the other one be an athletics check or the acrobatics check, like climbing along the little ledge?
Yeah,
Okay,
that
maybe I'll
would
try
be
that.
testing your balance instead of your strength.
Yeah, I'll try that then.
I can jump it. Wait a second, I'll rather balance.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm trying to do that. So 27. Awesome.
Oh, you
Okay,
make it.
away.
You're now on the other side, and that was not that challenging, actually.
No.
Who's the
I'll
next
skip and
to
jump.
walk over here?
So I don't have acrobatics or athletics, but I have a higher agility, so it's still like minus, but we have the rope in case we go down, right? So
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
20% for not having.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So I have a 12% chance. Okay. Oh, hold on to both ends of the rope as you get across.
Oh, and you failed by more than 3 degrees. I need Frank and Ishmael to make a strength check. It's going to be a +10 strength check, or athletics, if that gives you anything more.
Okay. 43. Nope. I failed by 1 degree.
Totally failed.
Okay. And were you balancing or were you jumping here?
Because I can't jump that. So it's
Okay.
a balancing.
As you're balancing, you lose your step and you fall in. The guys try to straighten the rope to like prevent you from banging to the ground, and hopefully they actually succeed in that. But you slam into the side of the of the cave instead, or like in the caving. So you will take, let me see here, a D5 damage. So that's going to be, that will be 3 damage.
Okay.
So D10 divided by 2.
You cannot subtract your armor, but you can subtract your toughness. What is your toughness
I
value?
have a 38, so I have 3 toughness.
Okay, yeah, you
So no-
negate all the damage,
Nice.
but you get 1 point of, it's not called exhaustion here, it's called
Fatigue.
fatigue, thank you, from banging into the side of this. Since the guys have, or since all of you have cleverly tied the rope the way you did, you can make your way up on the right side again. By time, it will take you like 5 to 10 minutes or something, but you can do so without failing again.
Okay.
Left on the other side, we now have Frank and we have Gerbil. Who's next to Traverse?
Well, so here's the
Gerbil.
question: do we want to take Gerbil with us?
You now have entered section B, where is a part of the cave he's not so known in.
Yeah. So I'm worried that if there's more tests, then he's a liability. That's all.
He's coming.
Okay.
He's
So we
gonna
should
have
send
to
him.
come with us.
Okay. Let's send him across then.
Will he get the advantage of having a rope tied to him as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you
gonna have
ordering him
to.
to jump or balance?
Well, we'll ask him which way does he think he's better at.
He looks at you and say, "Is there any other ways?"
And I say, yeah, I can throw this down there. And I hold up the little,
Okay, sir.
detonator.
Okay, sir. I'll jump. I'll jump.
Actually, there is another way. We can just lower him and then pick him up.
No, but the rope's not long enough.
Well, it's only 6 meters deep, right?
Yeah,
It's 50.
The rope is 15 meters, so you can actually do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can lower him bottom, pull him back up.
Okay, yeah, you can do that, and we don't need to do a lot of rolls since you were clever. But it's going to take you a good 15 minutes to lower him down and up again without him getting hurt.
All right.
And then finally, we have Frank left.
Yeah. I'll balance.
Okay. You still have the benefit of the rope, but since it's only guys on one side, it's only one guy who can try to prevent you from falling to your death if you
Shouldn't be
should
a
fail.
Big problem.
No.
I manage it.
Oh, you do?
Nice.
Awesome. You balance over and you're now safe on the other side. Gerbil say, well, I don't know the way from here, but if you have a map, I can read that and I can lead the way.
Yep, we have the map.
I think I'll read the map.
Okay.
You
Or
were-
at least double check his reading of the map.
Yeah, he seems to be following the path written onto the map, and to the best of his knowledge, at least.
Okay.
And he walks and he walks, and after about 1.5 hours, you have walked through tons of tunnels, and you haven't seen anything that leads you to think that there has been any rebellion here, except the room with the dead bodies in. It seems to be kind of clean up here.
And there's no blood, and there's no las pistol scorchings or anything like that.
Not that you have found. I mean, you haven't taken any active tests, but by just walking here, you haven't seen anything.
It looks clean. That seems fishy, huh?
Yeah.
After you have walked for some time, you see the path leads into this kind of cave. It's like a medium-sized cave, not too big, not too small. It seems to be a very simplistic kind of elevator there. It's just like a platform, and it has like this linked fence cage made on top of it, which seems it could have been made by the workers. Nothing pre-made, at least. On the left side of it, no, on the right side of it, is a huge engine, and it seems to be not running, or at least you can't hear any sounds, and you assume an engine of that size would make some kind of sound.
So it's not running.
No, it doesn't seem to be running.
So is this the map say go down the shaft?
It seems to be a kind of elevator going down, yeah.
So, this is going to make a lot of noise when we go down. So once we get to the bottom, is that the shattered area, or is there more after we get to the bottom, according to the map?
Gerbil says, well, I've never been down here, but according to this map, it says the shatters at the end of the map. And that seems to be where we are now.
So I'm thinking when we run this thing, it's going to be noisy, but I don't know if we have any choice. How deep do you think this elevator goes?
Are you asking Gerbil or your...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea, sir. I've never been down here.
I assume it's pretty deep, so we probably have to get the equipment running, huh? What do you guys think?
I don't think we have a choice.
Yeah, I'm just thinking we don't have a choice, but it's going noisy, so they'll know we're coming.
I think we should check up here first, just to make sure that a getaway is free.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a little stumped. I don't want to go down there and have a bunch of people with guns waiting for us at the bottom of the elevator. But now, are we talking about like a typical Are we talking about like an office building elevator or like a mine shaft elevator where it's just like
a platform?
A mine shaft elevator is the closest.
Open platform, right? Yeah, like an open platform.
If you have ever played Resident Evil, imagine one of those elevators. As dangerous as they can be, just a platform going down into the ground kind of thing. But they have thought about security and made a chain linked fence around it here. So
great. Is there we can put a barrier? Is there any stuff we can find to put a barrier that we can be behind once this thing goes down? So at least we have some cover.
It seems to be a door in the chain linked fence.
Yeah, but
no, like a
chain
linked fence door.
Well, that won't stop anybody from shooting us.
No, absolutely not. It seems to be preventing stupid workers from getting arms cut off in the
Yeah, I'm wondering if we can roll. Are there barrels or anything on this level, or mine carts or something we can roll into the elevator? Because the elevators, I assume the elevators to bring up mining stuff and crew, or is this just a crew elevator?
You wouldn't know. It doesn't seem to have any crates or anything here. What you see is that in the room beside the large machine is what seems to be a canister of promethium, which is like only 30% full. You find a place where you probably can add this promethium in order to fill the machine, and you find this kind of ignite button and an on and off switch.
So here's the part that bugs me. It's a mine, right? So they're mining stuff. So there must be a way of bringing what they're mining to the surface. So this looks like just a crew elevator. So there must be another or mechanism for bringing up the things they're mining, right? Like mine carts full of ore and things like that.
You could probably get mine carts or crates or whatever they transported in onto this elevator if you remove the chain linked fence, the kind of cage. And the cage seems to be made here on site. Okay. What you have noticed walking through the cave, you guys didn't do any questions, so I didn't tell you, but the walls were it doesn't seem to be made with a normal hammer kind of thing. You would guess they had used like sonic drills in order to whack their way into here. And it doesn't seem to have been done recently. So you assume that the mining tunnels here are quite old. This mine could have been here for quite a while, and this passage might have been here for quite a while. So it might have been that they have used the elevator for transporting goods earlier, but now it's turned into a service elevator.
Okay.
So I think we should move a mining car into the...
You haven't seen any mining cars.
There must be stuff around, right? So we'll take a look around for crates or mining cars or anything that would provide cover that we move into the elevator.
Okay.
Anything that would provide cover from las pistols.
Yes.
Who of you are going to do the navigation check not to get lost in a mine?
Whoever's holding the map.
Which is currently Gerbil. Leave it up to Gerbil. That's a good plan.
I don't have any navigation skills, so.
Yeah, I think.
Well, there's
all three of
surface,
us
stellar,
are
and
lost.
warp, right? Yeah. So, just looking at the map, is there any other way down to the shatters?
It doesn't look like there's any other ways down.
Okay. Well, you know what, guys? I think we're just going to have to go down if there's nothing here we can grab.
It's just I'm worried that this is an operating mine, and there doesn't look like there's really any mining activity here.
Well, I don't think the mine's operating anymore. Once the Imperial Guard came in here and started blasting stuff.
Oh, but you know, let's say they're miners, right? Shouldn't there be mining equipment, you know, and things like that everywhere? There's nothing. This is so weird. The more I look at this, the more I think this is a setup. But anyway.
Oh, it undoubtedly is.
The rebels may have been back and steal everything, or the Imperial Guard.
So
just
if we
picked
go
up
down
everything.
this elevator, is there any way we can disguise ourselves or hide ourselves when we go down this? It looks like there can't. It's just a platform that goes down, right?
Yeah, it's just a platform with a cage on.
So I might have missed this, but how far down is it exactly?
You have been walking on this path for approximately 6 hours.
No, but the elevator. How far down?
Yeah, I don't think we can rappel down. That's what I was thinking too. But I don't think we can.
Like the hole in the ground here is covered by the platform. You can't see past it.
Well, I'm going to take my torch, turn it on, put it in the center of the elevator, and be like, we can send it down and at least take a look.
Yeah, like the floor of the elevator, that's like steel.
Yeah.
A steel plate. It's just the cage around which is chain link fence.
Yeah, but it'll go down, and then we can at least see how far down it is. Or
absolutely.
So let's take the petrol, fill the equipment, and turn on. I'm just wondering. Yeah, we can. I think it might be deep, and then at some point we'll bring it back up, and then we have to get on the elevator. But I can see putting a flashlight on it and lowering the platform and see how far down. So once we know we can't rappel down, then but then once we turn on, they'll probably hear the sound of the equipment going anyway. So all surprise is gone.
If you could rappel down, they would have just had a ladder.
Yeah, and we don't have rappel equipment anyway. So I think we have to go down the elevator anyway. There's no other choice. There's no place to hide. We should go down with our weapons ready.
Yep. All right, let's go down weapons ready.
Yeah.
As you push the button on this machine to start the large machine, it first seems to be making this kind of and it starts up with a large noise, and it seems to be a rather powerful engine. You can flick a switch where it says elevator if you so like, and if you do, that would seems to be directing power to the elevator itself. And there's a small light fixed in the top of the cage above the elevator, giving it like a dim light on the elevator platform itself.
Do you want to unplug that light?
What light?
There's like a small electric light on the top of the cage above the elevator to light up the elevator.
Yeah, I was tempted. You want to unscrew that light bulb?
Why?
Because it's going to illuminate us, and then when we get down there, they can see us.
Sure, sounds like a good idea. Let's unscrew it.
Yeah, it's actually not a light bulb thing, but you can break it if you like.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
just whack with the handle of your pistol or whatever blunt weapon you have will break it without any tests.
Damage my pistol.
You can use Gerbil's head if you so like, but you can easily break it, was my point. When the light is out.
So we go in, and I assume it has those lever things that you pull to go down and push the other way to go up. So we'll get in, and then...
Yeah, on the platform is this small console, and it has this kind of cable, which is approximately a meter long, with this this kind of device with one button above the other, two buttons in total.
Oh, okay. Up and
Yeah.
down. Okay. So the lower button.
Yeah, and you can hear like it sounds like it's stuck in the beginning. It's like, and it starts like rumbling down really slowly. The elevator ride is going to take you approximately 10 minutes, mostly because it goes so slow, but you can also calculate from since you can see the walls all the way down, maybe 200 feet deep or something.
So we did have equipment we could rappel down.
Yeah. And when you get down there, you end up in a room a bit similar to the one on top, but it's much smaller, and it only has like a similar console to the one on the elevator. So it seems that you could call the elevator from the downside as well, if you like.
Well, we should leave the elevator down here.
The only door out from this room seems to be one of those metallic ones with a wheel on, but no windows. Oh yeah, and one important thing, or maybe not so important, but there is above the door, somebody has taken a spray can and they have sprayed the shatters above the door.
Yep, we're here. Does the door require two people to open?
It seems to be very similar to the one you opened earlier, so you would assume so.
Okay, Dribble and I will open the door.
Yeah, he will happily help you. Let me see here. Oh yeah, and one thing. Inside this room you come into, you can see there's a lot of shattered rocks around the floor. It seems like it has been falling off the walls where the door is attached, either by human hand or by itself.
Big enough to hide behind?
No, it's like fist-sized rocks and smaller.
Okay. So
But
partial
they're round.
cover.
They're not like sheets of rock, but they're more like fist-shaped pieces of rock.
No, either it could have just fallen off by itself, you think, or it's been taken off with one of those sonic drills and nobody has cared to pick it up.
So it doesn't look like it got shot and then the damage from shooting it.
Nah, it could be, but it doesn't look very likely.
When we open this door, is there a way of hiding on the
Uh,
side of it?
you would have to open the door first to see, but you could like.
I mean, from our side.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. You have approximately to the left side. You have maybe a couple of meters of space, and to the right side you have the rest of the room, which is 3 to 4 meters.
Okay. So when we open it, the other guy should be out of range of being shot at, like either to one side or the other. And I don't know how the door opens. Is it opening from the center? So when you open it, does the door swing open or does it slide in and then over? How does these doors work?
It seems to be swinging away from you into the room to the right.
It swings away from us out of the elevator into whatever opening is on the other side.
Yeah, correct.
So when we open it, we're just going to open it a crack first, like, a couple inches, and then look around and then, be cautious and then open it more once it's safe.
Yeah. As you, together with Gerbil, unlock the door and you pull it up like just a little notch to see through. You don't see much, but there seems to be greenish electrical lighting on the other side. So it seems to be lit up down here by something.
Well, we open it big enough for us to go through, I guess.
Okay, beyond the door, you see a macabre scene. A 2-meter wide corridor extends for some distance ahead of you. Flickering light generated by green lamps sit inside support pillars cast everything in a sickly glow. The floor is covered in blood, suggesting a great slaughter took place here. The chunks of flesh and glistening organs confirms your suspicion. Scattered here and there are sodden uniforms of guardsmen, some still clothing a piece of their own flesh. A door stands on the west wall a few meters ahead, and open passages branches off to the right and the left all along the shaft's length. And I think it's a total of 3 shafts to the left side. No, sorry, 2 shafts to the left side and 3 shafts to the right.
So are you saying shafts like vertical or horizontal shafts?
I'm thinking horizontal. It like a new ways going off from the main corridor into the side. Yeah, tunnels. Before we go in here, should we take like a 5-minute break to refill drinks?
I was just
and
about to suggest it.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool. What do you think so far, Morgan?
It's interesting. We'll see what happens when we go further. I think this feels so much like a setup, and we have no protection against psychers. This is so bad.
The worst thing about low-level Dark Heresy games are that, especially this one, since it's pre-written, there are like tons of tests I'm asking you to do. I'm actually only using like half the tests that is written into the story. But it's not very interesting doing tests when you have like less than a 20% success rate, like success chance on most of them.
And then what happens? Let's say you get killed before you even get to the bottom. It's sort of stupid, right? Then you're out of a couple characters. Like, I got one guy left. Is he going to continue or go back up? He's probably going to go back up, right? So he's not going to go himself.
When I adjusted it for second edition, I did something when the climbing tests there, because it's usually a lot harder, and they're like, oh, you're gonna get like a D10 plus 5 damage and stuff without reduction of toughness. It's like, that's a character death right there.
Yeah. And then it's like, well, what are you gonna do now? It's like, well, we asked for reinforcements. And then you're back to the same situation. Now you've killed a couple of characters and you just haven't even gotten to the bottom of the mine, so it's sort of stupid, right?
Yeah.
That's why I have Catfall.
Catfall is really good.
What's Catfall do?
It allows you to take less punishments when you jump down and fall down from stuff.
Oh, okay. I kind of figured,
but see, some people write scenarios, they don't understand that just tests to get somewhere is pretty boring. I mean, it's okay to have a couple to show you it's hard to get there, but I think when you just told us it took hours to get there, it tells us we're not going to run really fast to get out of there, because it takes hours to run out, right? So there's no way you can continuously run to get out. So it's very clear that there's no running away.
I think the main reason for having the climbing checks and stuff, which it's you're supposed to help each other, I believe. I think it's to prevent people from splitting the party, saying like, you two guys can walk up front, and if you survive, we come after, and stuff like that. You need to like stick together as a group. I think it's the
that makes sense. That works, because you realize, oh, you just can't just wander around by yourself.
No, and if you get one of the guys who, like, you always have like one guy trying to be hard to deal with, like, oh fuck, I'm going back up. It's like, no, you're not. You have no chance getting back up alive alone. So you're gonna stick with us. I think that might be the thing, because it's made for running at conventions and stuff like that.
I see, because I can see there's always one guy at a convention that says, I'm a loner, I'm not going to go with you guys, I'm going to sneak around by myself, see you later.
Yeah. I think that
or you get the guy who shows up to an RPG group and demands that the dungeon master give him reasons to go with the party.
Oh, yeah.
He's antisocial. He doesn't like going with people. You got to give me a reason. Well, how about the reason is because otherwise you can fucking leave.
I had that. So I've been writing a blog on some of these things because I've been running games for a long time. I've seen that before. It is crazy. Like, there was one game we were playing where this guy was a EMT guy that had access to the morgue and the coroner reports, and we're investigating a murder, and the guy refused to get the information for us. We're like going, why? He goes, I could lose my job. Like, are you kidding me? So we worked around him. We actually did the investigation without that character because he refused to do the one thing he was really good at.
Yeah.
A good reason, though. A bit game breaking, but should we go back into the bright future of Dark Heresy?
Yeah. Oh man, this society is so screwed up.
You look into this room and you see parts of bodies lying strewn around the floor, together with some uniforms and stuff like that.
I just want to make sure that this door is openable from the inside as well.
Yeah, as you peek around, you can see it has the same kind of wheel. So you probably need to be very strong, or two guys, to open it from the inside. And it seems to be made in the same fashion. So when you let it go, It will clamp shut and lock itself again.
Oh,
So-
we can put a corpse in the way.
Of course you can.
Here's a quick question: if we were to like, is there a way to like, okay, we need to get through this door, and could we like lock it from the inside if we got back to here, and like got the door closed, it self locks, and then like jam something in so that it can't reopen,
Yeah.
or is harder?
Yeah.
Right, like I'm thinking on like a submarine door, you grab like a pry bar and just jam it through, and it can't spin anymore.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know
Something
from
like
before that the door is extremely heavy and hard
Yeah.
to open as it is. But if you try to make it harder by jamming something in that wheel, you most likely will succeed.
Okay,
The question is, do we have anything that can do that? I don't know if we have any
Corpse.
equipment that would do that.
stick a torch. Just stick one of the electric
Yeah,
torches
yeah.
in there. Done.
The torch is actually too short to rather like jam the door.
Oh, okay.
But if you sacrifice
so
your
now we
rifle or something, it could be done.
Are there any,
Oh, put your rifle in there.
are there any
I got a
weapons
pistol.
between these corpses here?
You don't see any weapons.
Weapon cases.
Oh, they've got clear.
I'm assuming there are like these are soldiers. They would have had weapons, right?
It's like if you gathered all the meat you can see here, that's probably enough to make one soldier. But it seems to be belonging to several.
Oh, okay.
So it's only like parts of a lot of soldiers, it seems.
So parts meaning they got blown apart, or parts meaning somebody's been eating them?
You can do a Medicaid check if you like to find...
Well, I have my lots of skills I don't have. Yeah, let's see.
It's only a minus 20, and you guys are rolling below 10, so...
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see if I roll below 10.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I
85.
unfortunately like to roll 85.
Okay. I haven't mentioned it, but you can also use one fate point before you roll to add 10 to any one check.
Yeah, that won't help.
No. Or you can use it for re-rolling, so you can sort of like...
I don't think we should waste a fate point on a reroll of
I need my
10
fate point
or
for
something.
surviving.
Yeah, like, but that's I might not have been clear, but you can use the fate points to regain wounds and to re-roll dices and stuff like that, and you can burn them. You can even burn a fate point that you have already used. You can choose to burn it, but then you will not regain it. Normally, you regain all your fate points at the start of a session.
Oh, okay.
But if you burn it, it's lost forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you said there's 5 tunnels leading out. From the arrangements of the body parts or anything, can we tell if these guards were fighting forward, trying to go forward into one of these tunnels, or?
It's without saying that they have exploded. It looks like they have exploded, if you know what I mean. It's like it's all over.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it exploded, but it doesn't make any sense from where they have been coming or going, but it's just inside of the door, right in front of the
Mess
door.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Somebody got locked down here with something.
And they got exploded. Okay.
Was there any blood on the inside, like the inside of the door frame?
No, the door that you when you look at the door, there might
Yeah.
be some blood splatter, but it's mostly around on the walls and the floor and the roof,
Okay.
the ceiling.
Yeah.
And
But like if I open the door and look at the side of the door, it's
you don't see
like
any
it's-
blood.
it's clean. Okay.
The first one to your left is a metallic door going into the side, and the first one to your right is an open kind of tunnel.
How about the
Okay.
other 3? Or
You need to
Or-
walk in there to see, because it's
you have to
not
walk
so.
in.
But it seems that there are no more doors. All of the rest of the tunnel seems to be open. It's only one door to your left, it seems.
Let's take a look behind that door.
Yeah,
It's probably some kind of an office.
definitely. Let's try.
The door into the room seems to have the same kind of lock as the entrance door. So you need kind of 2 guys or...
Yeah, Gerbil and I will open it.
Will you this time just release the door for it to open, like push the door open, or will you do the peeking thing again?
Do the peeking, of course.
Yeah, I'll do the peeking. I've got my gun out and pointing right at the crack.
This room seems to be completely dark until you shine your torch in there, and through the small crack, you can see it seems to be like concrete walls on the left side of the room, which is the only part you see, and there seems to be like if something ransacked the room, like cupboards and chairs and stuff is floating around on the floor.
Oh, okay. And then we'll open up the rest of the way if there's nothing hostile in there.
Yeah, as you open the door, you can see there's actually a desk right in front of you, flipped away from the wall on the ground, and there's all kind of office furniture thrown around there, like chairs and stuff. And you hear this kind of low sulking sound from behind the flipped desk.
Oh. So I would say not really. I don't want to say too loud that it would reverberate in the hallway, but loud enough to be in the room.
Toss a grenade in there.
No. No,
There are two kinds of people in the world.
Are you okay, or have a grenade? Yeah. Are you okay? Is it okay? We're from topside. We're here to see if there's any survivors.
Identify yourself.
Are you trying to be like kind in your tone?
Yeah, because I don't have any. I'm going to be more kind because I don't have any interrogation or anything like that.
Okay. You hear like it sounds like whatever's making the sound is being a bit more quiet, and then going back to like almost crying, saying, "Are they gone?"
Right now, they've gone. If you come out here and tell us what's happened, maybe we can get you out first.
Oh, praise the Emperor. And you see from behind the desk is what looks to be one of the miners raising up. He seems to be really skinny, very, very skinny. And he doesn't look like he has showered for ever. And he walks towards you. And he looks like, he looks really skinny in his face and everything.
So he's wearing mining uniform. He's not wearing like an administrator's uniform or a manager or anything like that?
No. Just a really torn uniform.
Okay. So we'll ask him, does he have a map of this place, and ask him what happened. And because we didn't get a map of the shattered. We just
I only seek shelter here from the things.
What things?
And as he stands there, you see Gerbil managed to see his face, and he says, "Rat, is that you, Rat?"
Gerbil and Rat. Oh, great.
And Rat responds, "Oh, hi, Gerbil. What are you doing down here?" And they seem to be talking a bit back and forth, and Rat looks back at you and say, "Well, I ran when the guard came, start attacking the guys, and I ran down here to take shelter. But down here, things are even more horrible. So I locked myself inside this office, and now you are here."
So I ask it whether Rat is. Does he know what does he have maps of the Shatter? Does he work down here, or is he from upstairs?
Oh no, I'm working in section B normally.
Oh.
And when they came, I just ran all I could when the last shots started.
I'm gonna look around the office for like if there's any maps on the wall, or if there's anything important or anything that we could see.
The office.
What kind of an office is this?
It seems to be like the simplest administrator's office. It's furnished for usage and not for anything else. So there's like a desk, a chair, a couple of like bookshelves, but there's no books to be found.
There's no map on the wall or anything like that.
No,
Okay.
nothing like that. It seems that they might have been books here, but they have been removed.
I'm gonna grab one of the chairs and use it to prop open the elevator door.
Yeah. And is there like a table leg we can use that's long enough to jam the elevator door if we had to?
The elevator door?
So you
Yeah, the
said
door to the elevator area.
Yeah.
So you're saying if we ever close it and we want to jam it tight, we need
Yeah.
something long. Is there a table leg we can use?
Like all the furniture here is made out of metal, which has been like twisted or broken in some sort of way. But you could probably like bend the chair by time to be able to jam the door open.
Yeah, so we'll prepare one and leave it inside the elevator. So if anybody had to run back to the elevator, they could close the door and then jam it if they had to.
Yeah.
Just for you to know, to do such a thing would require tests to like make the chair fit and stuff like that. But we cross that bridge when we get to it, instead of spending a lot of time on a possible thing you might not end up doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's keep going. I guess Rat can stay here. So
Yeah, tell Rat
He's,
we'll come back for him.
he might. I mean, he might not be just a random prisoner. He could be a lookout.
He could be.
So
Should we
he might
take?
not just be some random person down here who's hiding. He could be a lookout. So
You want to take him with us?
not really.
Rat. I know.
I would rather, well, what
Because I'm thinking Rat and Gerbil aren't threats. It's just that they're. We really do need Gerbil still to help us open these doors. Otherwise,
Yeah.
Oh, we have two people to open the doors then. And I
we
could carry a
have
weapon.
we could have some door peeps, some door guys.
Yeah, we'll take Rat with us. So now we have two guys that can open doors, and then I can have my weapon out.
You need to convince Rat from leaving this room. The only way he is voluntarily going is away from this place through the elevator.
So
Yeah.
I was thinking
I
we
see.
found more than one survivor, we could send them up. But since there's only one, you can't send just one guy up. So
Honestly, anybody who comes out of this place is probably going to get shot on sight by the
That's
Imperial
probably
Guard.
Including you
So-
guys.
yeah.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
So
So-
let's leave Rat in here and say we'll get him on our way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could always try to intimidate him or talk him
I don't
into.
think it's not worth the hassle. It's just another person to deal with, except this one doesn't have the do whatever we say button.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Yeah, let's just leave him here until we find a second person. Then maybe we have the two go up.
He says, do any of you have any food or water? I haven't eaten in days.
nope.
Well, we have to go further in, and if we have anything, we'll give it to you later.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Pray that we come back.
I do. May the Emperor shine upon you.
Yes.
All right, let's keep going down one of these corridors.
Yeah, when you walk out from this room and shut the door behind you, and you stand in the main tunnel again. If we, for the sake of making it easy, say that you stand with your back towards the elevator.
Yeah.
When you look down this path, you have on the opposite side of this door, directly to your right, you have a tunnel. And then some meters down, it looks like you have a tunnel going to the left again. And you have a tunnel going to the right even further down that corridor.
I was just saying we'll go right to left, right, or whatever it is. We'll just continuously.
Okay, you take your first to the right now then.
Yeah.
Okay. As you walk in here, it doesn't take a lot of time. It's a rather short tunnel before it splits to the left and to the right again.
Oh, great.
And I need to know which kind of order you're walking in.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I can be second. Doesn't matter. I'll have my last pistol out.
Okay.
Watch the back then.
And between you, Burkus and Frank, is Mr. Gerbil,
Sure.
which probably never have been called Mr. in his entire life.
How wide's this tunnel?
The side tunnel here is approximately 10 feet wide, or 3 meters.
So can I have him just next to me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
The tunnel splits to the left and to the right. Which direction would you like to go?
Shine the light down both sides. See how far it goes.
The left seems to continue on for a little while the right one, you are not sure, but it seems to be a wall in the distance.
I guess we keep on going right, right? We'll just keep on going right.
As you walk in there for a little while, you come into the tunnel opens into a small cave. There's no lighting in here, so only your electric torches will shine a light. And as you're walking more or less like next to each other, 2 and 2 now, you all see a pit in the ground, like a little steep decline, which seems to be like a smaller pit. And as you light your torches down there, I need you all to make a +0 willpower tests.
I hate you.
95.
Oh, that's awesome. That's all the degrees of failure you
30.
can.
Yeah. So
17. I managed
Oh.
it.
I think I made mine. Yeah, I made mine. But I think I had a skill too. I don't know if you have it, which was
Jaded, maybe.
I've got
because
jaded.
I have one.
Do you have Jaded?
I have jaded.
Okay, yeah, then you don't need to roll, actually. So it's good that you rolled a 95.
Oh, good. Got rid of that one.
Well, I rolled, I think it's 2 degrees of success.
Yeah. Actually, at this check, it doesn't count anymore for the degrees of success, only the degrees of failure. But since all of you make it, you feel like you're about to throw up what you had for lunch today, but you manage to keep it down, except Ishmael, which doesn't think this is much of a big thing. He has seen it all before. And what you see is down in this pit, it seems to be 6 heads, 6 human heads, which has been torn off from the bodies. But there's no bodies here.
Are they placed or are they just thrown into the pits?
They look to have been randomly thrown into the pit. And it doesn't look like they have any decapitation scars from or marks from an axe or a sword or something like that.
Like they got torn off their heads, like chicken heads have been twisted off and popped off?
Yeah,
They
it
probably-
could very
they
much
probably
look
just
like
fell
that.
off.
Yum.
His head fell off.
Oh, geez, again? Is there any exits out of this room, or is that...
That's everything is to see in there.
Okay, so we'll go back out into the other branch of the tunnel.
Yeah, as you walk away into the other branch of the tunnel, you walk for a little while, and I'll need everyone to take an awareness test with a +10.
Guess who has a special skill? Special skill.
So I guess I have a question. I have skills listed, but they're not. Doesn't have black dot. Is listed means I don't have it
Listed? Where are they listed?
under skills. So does a black dot mean there's a plus, or the black dot just means I have the skill?
The black dot means that you have it. And you see there's another box beside it, which gives you a +10 and a +20 and a +30.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if you only
So
have
all
the
the
first
skills
dot,
are
it's a
listed.
known skill. Then you don't get any minuses.
Yeah, so I don't even have a dot on awareness. So.
Okay, but
Is it-
since this is a +10 to skill, you will get only a -10 in total.
Okay, it's a perception.
Then I failed
Boy,
it
I have
by
no skills.
1.
2 degrees
Nothing.
of success.
Oh, you managed it. That's good. What you hear as you start walking in this path is something in the line of
Somebody's jerking off in the distance.
could
No,
very well
they're-
be.
No, something is eating dead bodies in the distance.
You also notice that there seems to be something moving deep down in the darkness where your lights doesn't shine yet.
Yeah, but they can see our lights. So the question is, do you want to know what this is, or you want to go a different direction?
As you guys are since it's only Frank who has noticed it, but as you walked into the room and he starts to focus to see what it is, it appears to get closer to all of you. And as it's getting closer, you can see it seems to be some sort of it looks a little bit like a soldier, but the head is very big. And as it turned around and came closer, you can see it has 8 red glowing eyes,
That's not right.
in all random directions around on its head. It seems to be still carrying some sort of uniform. And when it sees that there's something other than him moving down here, he seems to be rushing towards you guys.
Yeah, I think we're going to open fire.
Yeah, this is going to be the first initiative roll. So what I need you guys to do is to roll a d10 and add your agility modifier, which is the tens value of your agility, to that d10 roll.
Okay.
11.
Awesome.
5. I rolled a 1.
I got a 12.
Oh.
Ballistic test for me.
Hold on. That's a phone call.
Okay. Here's the mystery you're seeing in front of you. And also, I don't know if you still took care of the pictures I sent you on the Facebook page with all the combat actions.
Oh yeah, I have. Let me.
Yeah, I put them here as well. So if you look at my cam, you should be able to see them. It's just because it's so many things you can do, and it's not always so easy to guess what it costs. But when it comes to combat, you have one action. And like in other RPGs, you normally have a move in addition to your actions, but you don't have that here. You only have your action. And your action can be divided into 2 half actions, if you like. You can walk your agility modifier in meters for a half action. Or you can run as a whole action. You can charge if you have a melee weapon. You can, as a full action. You can draw your weapon as a half action. You can aim as a half action, and all of these things are put into the form. But since most of you haven't played before, If there's something you would like to do, tell me, and I will let you know what you need to do. Or you can ask me if there's something particular you wonder if is possible.
Yeah.
First up,
Well, I have a special. So I do have a special. I have a move and shoot, so I can move and then shoot as a free action. So.
yeah, the thing that is special is that you can only ever make one attack action in your round. So even if you're only gonna make like use your half action to move, you will then get to shoot as a free action, but you can't make another attack. But you can make that half action, use that half action for something else, like drawing an additional weapon or yeah, whatever
Should I
you
use
like.
sure kill for this?
That would be after you have hit something.
Okay. All right.
So
Well-
I remember as a half action you can aim or something for another 10%.
Yeah, you can use an half action to aim, but the next thing you do then immediately after aiming is to shoot.
Yeah, I think I want to. Yeah, I'll take the extra 10%.
Okay, so you're aiming with what kind of weapon are you wielding?
I have a last pistol.
Yeah, when you aim with that pistol, and since this guy is within 15 meters, you will get plus 10 because you're within half range, and you will get plus 10 because you're aiming. So you can add 20 to your ballistic skill.
So that's a 59.
Yeah.
Which is good. Let me.
Before you shoot,
So
you can.
Well, let's see if I go for it.
Wait a second. You can also choose if you want to shoot 1 or 2 shots. If you
Oh.
shoot 2 shots, it's going to make it harder for you to hit. You will only have plus 10 instead of plus 20. But if for every other degree of success, you will get an additional hit.
Yeah, I'll do multiple shots then.
Okay, then the target is 49.
49.
Yeah.
Okay, let me roll.
Oh, baby.
Oh,
That's a very, very good hit.
that's 5 degrees. That's 5 degrees success, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately, you can, since you don't have a fully automatic weapon, you can only get 2 hits because you only shoot 2 shots. But it's still a very good hit. And I just need to pull up this little cheat sheet I have so I don't need to flip through the book.
Is a body hit.
Oh yeah, you hit him in the body then. What you can do then is roll your weapon damage plus its damage modifier twice.
So I had a question on the weapon. It says die 10 plus 2E. So I don't know what the 2E is.
Energy.
2 energy.
Oh.
The energy, like the different kind of damage forms you have, is energy, it's rending, and it's impact. And it doesn't matter before you start going on to the critical. And I haven't told you about this, so I could do it now since we brought it up. When you reach 0 hit points, you do not die or fall unconscious in this game. You can continue to fight, but the next damage you take will start stacking on the critical side. And when you reach like minus 9 critical damage, your head starts to explode and stuff like that. So it's not so good, and it's harder to heal critical damage than normal.
So damage. So what was the damage? Do I roll 2 die 10 plus 2, or what was?
2 die 10, and you add 2 to each of the die 10.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So. I rolled only 1 die. That's interesting. Let me roll again. So 4 and 9, so 13 plus.
No.
4.
No. First the 4 plus 2, and then the 9
Okay,
plus
6.
2.
Okay, 6 and 11.
Yeah. The 6, when you hit him for 6, it seems to just make a small singeing mark in his chest, while the 11 damage seems to burn a deep gouge into him.
Oh. So I guess that's my turn.
Yeah.
Or
I just need to check something here.
yeah, I don't know when it goes. So
Okay. The next one in line is Burkus. No, sorry, it's Frank.
Yeah, it's Frank. Okay. Well, here goes full aim and
A full aim is actually your entire action. But you
Oh,
can do
so-
a half aim to get +10.
well, yeah, but standard attack is also a +10, right?
Yeah.
So that's +20 total.
Yeah. And you can make one shot or one swing.
I'm making one shot. I level a very big pistol at this guy.
What kind of pistol do you have?
It is a hand cannon.
Ah, awesome. Good pick.
Ooh.
And I miss.
Yeah, you do, unfortunately. But you hear a very, very loud crack as you unload your gun. Next in line is this kind of fella here. And he walks up. I've given you the benefit of not seeing him clearly until now. But as he gets up into you and you see him in the shine of the torchlight, he makes some really gruesome sounds, and you can see how ugly and disfigured he is. And all of you guys need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Even me with James.
No, sorry, a willpower test. Wrong game, sorry. Even if you're jaded, you're not used to see
not
mutants.
prepared for this. Okay.
So I failed, but one of my skills is I get to re-roll a willpower test if I fail. So I will do that skill.
Okay. Do you remember the name of the skill?
Yeah, it was part of.
Does it give you any minuses?
No, it was part of the. I think it was part of the Child of the Dark, and then
Yeah, go ahead, reroll.
with the 08 on the reroll.
Awesome. How did it go for Frank?
I think I failed. Just give me a sec.
I got a 69 against a 30, so
Yeah, I failed.
Let me just check it. Avoid when character starts with a strong mind and gains.
That was part of the
not
strong
one.
mind.
Okay, yeah, that sounds correct. Those of you who failed will be the equivalent of stunned for one round as you just stand there in fear of this creature. You will lose your action for one round.
So I looked up the strong mind. It's only a reroll if it's a psychic.
Yeah, I
Yes.
thought so, you see. So then all
So-
three of you are stunned, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I didn't make the roll for poor Gerbil. And he is as stunned as ever.
Yeah, we assume that.
Yeah. The next thing the monster do is to try to attack one of you, where your initiative list will be the list I use for randomness here. And it's going to be Happy Gerbil.
Oh, lucky gerbil.
The monster charges towards him and rolls a 15 beneath
Oy.
his
Hi,
57. So that's a very good hit. And I believe 51 is to the body as well. Yes, it is. He gives him a total of 12 damage to the chest. Gerbil, being
Gerbil.
fortunate enough to have armor equivalent to a pajama on him, receives this large cleaver to his chest, and you can see his chest is now open up, and blood starts bursting out from his chest as he collapses to the ground, holding his chest, squeaking. And then it's Ishmael's turn. You're stunned, so it just goes past. Same goes for Burkus and for Frank, and then back to the guard guy.
Yep.
He will continue with what he did as he sees fresh meats below him. So he will whack at poor Gerbil. This time he manages to miss him completely with his swing. And it's Ishmael's turn again.
All right. Is he like on top? He's like a little ways away, like hacking at him with a cleaver, not like on top of him.
He's standing in front of you guys, and I assumed you still walked in your kind of square formation.
Yeah.
And he attacked Gerbil, so he's kind of close to all of you guys. If you want to reach him, you can do so. If you don't want to, you're not like kind of engaged with him yet.
No. I mean, is he engaged with Gerbil? Like, is he like on top of?
Yeah, he stands right beside him.
Can I detonate that little collar thing and hurt this guy?
Yeah, and you will also hurt your friends as you're all standing kind of close to this guy.
All right. Okay, that might not go good then. So
Gerbil doesn't look dead, by the way. He just looks like he got a new flesh wound too.
Oh, okay. I'll shoot him then. Can I? I can aim with like a half aim and then shoot with a half action.
You can do so.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do a half aim, a half shoot. So I have
a total of plus 20.
So 40 ballistic skill. I need below a 60. 10.
Oh.
Nice. What kind of weapon do you have?
I have an auto pistol.
Okay, this is kind of late to ask, but since you are new, I will give you the benefit of the doubt. The auto pistol has 2 firing modes. You can shoot 1 shot or you can shoot 6.
Oh.
It's like the equivalent of a Mac 10.
Oh, okay.
Tech 9, I mean, sorry.
Well, and it was, now that would put me at trying to get below a 50 then, not a 60?
Actually, it's a minus 20, so below a 40, but it would still be tons of successes.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what this is for, right? That's what it does.
Yeah.
The auto pistol. Okay. I mean, I guess I'll go for that then. I got the.
For future, I would require you to tell how many shots you fire up front, and also be aware that when shooting in full automatic fire and also half automatic, like semi-fire, there's a higher chance of jamming your gun, and if you jam it, it's a bitch to clear it, at least in combat.
Is there a bonus for standing this close to a guy?
No, you already get that bonus as a plus 10.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
So your 10 is 01, which is a headshot, so you're blasting it 6 times in the head.
5 times, but still, you aim at his big swollen head with its 8 eyes, and you can roll me 5 d10s.
Okay, and it adds 2 impact.
Yeah.
So we've got 8, 6, 4, 10, and 6.
Let me see. I just need to take this straight down the line here. So it's going to be there. And the next one.
Good job.
That's pretty good.
The 8th one. That's a good one. And
it's plus 2.
Are you rolling d8s or d10s? Are you rolling d10s? Yeah. Okay.
Those are d10s.
Yeah.
If that doesn't take it out, we're in trouble.
Well, it's got a decent amount of armor. I'm thinking like at least.
I'm tempted to take the collar
3
off
of my shots.
My
I'm tempted to take
character,
the collar off of Gerbil and slap the collar on this guy.
my character would literally take 1 point of damage from all of that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Arbites armor is
Pretty nasty. I've only got flak armor. I've got 3. Well, if you said I hit him in the head, though, right? So I know on my character, I've got way less armor on my head than I do on my body.
what you see up this close is that it seems to be no armor on this guy, just pieces of uniform.
Okay.
So the positive thing is it doesn't look like he has more armor on his head or any less anywhere else.
I mean, the bad news is he's still standing.
No. What happens here is that I just need to calculate, and it's kind of hard.
Hopefully, we got multiple crits on it.
Yeah. Can I use sure kill with this now that I've hit?
You would. I just need to read it, but you would use that before rolling damage, I think. But anyway, I can look it up, so you know where you can use it.
Okay.
But I'm about to read you some more information. Sure kill. In addition to the normal use of fate points, when an assassin successfully hits with an attack, you can spend fate point to inflict additional damage to his degrees of success on the... Yeah, so since you had 5 degrees of success, you can spend a fate point to add 5 to any of those damage rolls, if you like to do so.
May not be worth it.
The positive things by adding a lot of damage to one roll is if you add it to the 8th roll, an example, you know that you have already been subtracted from armor and whatever he has.
Yeah. I'll use a fate point then to add 5 to the 8, so that'll put that up to 15 damage on that hit.
Makes it a lot easier for me. Instead of having to read something that he lost a leg or something, I instead can read. The target's heads burst like an overripe fruit and sprays blood, bone, and brains in all directions. Each target within 4 meters of the deceased must make a challenging +0 agility test or suffer -1 penalty to his weapon skill or ballistic skills test on his next turn, as gore gets in his eyes and obscure his vision.
All right. 26 made it.
Yeah, but like this is the end of combat, so you don't need to do that. But you hear Gerbil screaming, "I can't see!" As he lies there bleeding out. And the beast is down for now.
So that cleaver.
This definitely looks like some sort of mutation, huh?
Yeah, what about the cleaver?
We can use it as cover.
Cover?
Yeah, it's like full cover.
Oh no! What you could use it for, as it seems to be just like a long piece of wood that has like attached a piece of metal, which has been made more sharp than blunt by something, but it's not any close to sharp. It's more like a sharpened blunt weapon. But it would be long enough for you to jam into one of the doors if you so like to.
Cool.
You could use it as well, but it would count as a club because it's a really primitive device.
Yeah, but I have turning primitive weapons into awesome weapons kill.
Yeah, it will, instead of you having a maximum 7 damage with a primitive weapon, it gives you a minimum 3. So whatever you roll below 3 is a 3.
Cool.
Okay. So,
but I will not be wielding this anytime soon.
Are you?
I am gonna try and patch. I don't know. I mean, can I try and help grab some of this guy's uniform and like tear out, like grab some of the cloth from the what's it called from the mutant and try and like patch up.
You could perform a medicine check if you like, but being an untrained personnel, there's a large chance you will only make it worse when you start to stuff dirty cloth into an open wound.
True.
But what you see as you pull this cloth off the mutant is that he has dog tags on him still. They seem to have like merged into his flesh, as his neck is like twice as big as it used to be, but you can rip them out if you like.
Yeah, we'd like to do that and see who this guy.
When you read on them, it says Hastus.
Hastus. Oh.
Gerbil talked about Hastus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
this-
a friend of the Yurt. He's a
He's a
friend,
friend
of
of
Yurt. Up, the guy who opened. No, he's a friend of Yurt. Yurt's the guy who opened up the door for us.
Well, break the dog
Isn't he?
tags and tell them that we killed his friend.
Yeah.
No, we'll tell him we put his friend out of his misery.
Does he have anything else on him? Search him.
No, it's kind of like a disgusting. He looks like a bloated, very dirty thing that seems to be like in a second stage of decay.
Okay. Well,
A quick question, guys. We are now 15 minutes over time.
Okay.
Should we break it here and continue at a time we find fitting?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
sure.
It's at least more than an hour left, I guess. So it won't be like just sitting down and going away next time. But I think it's, like I said, at least 1 hour left, depending on if you shoot each other or what you do.
Okay.
Like the
I'm okay
first
with
part here went a lot faster than I expected.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys for playing. I will stop the broadcast, but I hope you can keep on, so like still stick on so we can find a new date.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks
Set
for
up a
playing.
new time to finish it. Thank you.
It was cool.
Have a good